This video is brought to you by Grandeur Warranty, your #1 online source for factory-backed extended warranties in the country. Hey guys, guess which truck I'm in? Ooh, limited, that's a big clue. Okay, that's another clue. You see the gauges, you see the RPM, the pretty low red line. Yes, it is a diesel truck. It is a heavy duty. Let me show you. This is the new 2025 Ram heavy duty, but it's kind of a unique truck. That's why I wanted to show it to you and tell you all about it. Also, it's quite expensive with all the options you see here for this 2500 crew cab, Cummins diesel, 8-foot bed, long bed. The sticker price on this guy is $99,000. So it's almost $100,000. And yes, of course, it's a 4x4 as well. And so why is it $99,000? So in this video, I just want to show you the truck and also take it for a quick drive and kind of let you experience it. So as you can see, when I see an 8-foot bed like that on a crew cab, I often expect this to be a 3500, not a 2500. So this is basically still a 3/4 ton truck, and it does have the new Cummins. So for 2025, Ram updated a few things. You may know this already, but in case you don't, they changed the grills, they changed the headlamp treatment. There's several different grill designs for each trim. This is basically the top dog, almost the top dog, as far as the luxury features, as far as all the features are concerned. Let me show you the engine first, talk about a little bit about the specs, and also gotta talk about the transmission. And that's why I want to take you for a drive with me, because the transmission is super nice. So this is still a 6.7 liter engine, inline 6, turbocharged, but they changed a few things about this engine. And there's only now one version of this in every heavy-duty Ram truck. So they're all basically high outputs. They used to have two different types of Cummins, standard output and high output. But now all 2500s and 3500s have the same rating. And there's, of course, commercial versions of these trucks too, the 4500s and 5500s. But here it's 430 horsepower and 1,075 pound-feet of torque. The torque number is super competitive, really nice number, more than the GM diesels, a little bit less than the high-output Ford, but the horsepower number is a little bit lowish because GM has 470-ish horsepower and Ford goes up to 500. Nonetheless, the new 8-speed ZF transmission, I think, makes this setup a gem. So they changed a few things about this engine, and I think now it just drives so much better. And it's also a tiny bit quieter too. So it is kind of fitting for a luxury truck like this. Then, that engine costs $12,595. This does have power steps. That's kind of a welcome thing for me, even being a kind of a tallish dude. A lot of heavy-duty trucks, they really sit up high. I just accidentally locked it, but that's okay. So that step is pretty nice. There is no step here, and there is a tonneau cover on this truck, which is kind of almost like a football field, it feels like. And then when you pop the tailgate, Ian and I, we have some of our gear here just stored away. We're heading to the airport pretty soon. We're here in Detroit area doing some news reports, some debuts of different vehicles. So check out alltfl.com because we have a story from Ram 1500. We also have a couple stories from GMC and also Ford. So we're quite busy, and this has been our commuter. It's a little bit difficult to turn this thing around or park this sometimes because it is so long, especially in this 2500 configuration. The key's in my pocket, so I'm just able to unlock it. One downside of this truck is its payload. So if you look at this guy, it's about 1,832, so it's just under 1,900 pounds. That's not a great number for a heavy duty truck. If you want real payload, really meaty stuff, I would suggest you look at the 3,500 single rear wheel Rams and also dually 3,500 Ram trucks, because those numbers are really in line with Ford and GM. This number, because it has coil springs, you could take a look here, really has, you don't see any leaves. It's kind of hard to see from this angle, but this is kind of a different suspension design. And because of it, this truck is sprung a little bit lighter. It's got a gross vehicle weight rating of 10,190 pounds. So the gross vehicle weight rating is not 11,000 or above, as some of the competitors in this space. And because of that, the payload is a little less, which is not my favorite thing. Actually, it's my least favorite thing about this truck. But still, nonetheless, this drives relatively good for being this heavy. And that's why I want to take you for a drive. All right, jump in. I want to show you the interior. And no matter which car or truck you have, if you plan on keeping it for a longer period of time, you should check out GrangerWarranty.com. Use the link in the description below. Granger Warranty is one of the best sellers of factory-backed extended warranties across the country, and you could save some money while doing it, about $1,000 on average. And you don't have to buy it immediately when you buy a brand new vehicle. You could wait a little bit and then get that warranty. And when your truck needs service, you can be sure that they're using certified components, OEM quality stuff, and the work is done at a certified facility or a dealership anywhere across the country. All of these trucks now have a column shift. Most of them have, not all of them, but most of them have the digital gauge cluster, and there's 1,000 different ways to configure it. I kind of love this. I mean, you have so many different options you can select through and combine. I saw fuel efficiency as high as about 19.1 driving this truck around town on highways and some city streets. So didn't see super great numbers. Our tires are pumped up almost all the way here at 68 psi-ish. And Ram is really good at this, I think, as far as the information they present, how they present it in different configurations. You can change this up. You can select through everything. This truck is technically rated to tow upwards of 20,000 pounds, but its payload rating, that's kind of my favorite gauge cluster. Its payload rating is not really allowing it to pull those maximum loads. And this one is not configured with a gooseneck or a fifth wheel package either. So this is kind of a very unique configuration. And that's kind of why I kind of wanted to show it to you. I also have the sticker here I can show you. Dual wireless chargers, a ton of different power connectors, including HDMI screen, because there is a screen here. Sorry, it's kind of piano black. It's kind of a little bit hard to see in daylight. It's got a 14, I believe this is 14.5 inch diagonal cross screen, which I think I would have been fine with a 12-inch vertical screen also. A lot of these buttons that you use a lot in a heavy-duty truck, including tow haul mode, exhaust brake, and gain control on the trailer brake controller, are digital buttons, which sometimes are not great because if you're driving and bouncing around, sometimes it's hard to find the digital button versus an actual physical switch. So I would prefer physical switches for a lot of those functions like tow haul mode, exhaust brake, trailer gain control. Even though trailer gain control you're not using a lot, when you really need it, like let's say you're locking up your tires accidentally on your trailer, you kind of want to decrease that really quick. So you do need to have easy access to those things, but this screen is really high resolution and quite nice. There's also have adaptive cruise control. And here's the price. So that engine, like I told you about, is the biggest item. And then also limited level 1 equipment group, the traffic sign recognition. It's got drowsy driver detection. So a lot of the driver assistance features, that's $44.95. Towing technology, digital rear view mirror. It's this guy, that's $8.95. This silver color is $2.95. And power sunroof is $11.95. And automatic leveling rear air suspension that this has is $17.05. So those are the kind of the options this truck has. I think the interior is beautifully made still. I think Ram is still one of the best as far as materials. This wood, there's a cup holder here, little cubby. So that's kind of how you get up to that price. Also, the long wheelbase is a little bit extra. So let me throw it into drive and take you for a quick drive. Yes, you could still tell this is a Cummins. There is no mistaking a Cummins sound. And they did work on some of the other noises, you know, controlling kind of the gear drive for the accessories in the engine and etc., etc. But there's no mistaking this engine. And the exhaust brake sounds amazing. I don't know if you probably can't hear all of it because of my microphone is a little bit focused on my voice. But nonetheless, those good Ram noises, the Cummins noises, are still here. You could hear the exhaust brake working, which you really need as a driver, especially when you're pulling a heavy trailer or a heavy payload in your bed. And acceleration is now really good. So it starts out in second gear. It's hard for you probably to say, but I have a gear selector kind of indication here. And in normal driving, right now I'm not carrying really heavy things. It starts out in second gear and you don't notice it at all. It's seamless. Transmission shifts really nice. Oh, it has a deep voice. This truck does have a quiet, deep voice. So we'll get on this slightly larger road and I can accelerate again for you guys. Wow, but $99,000 for this truck. That's a lot of money. Yes, you can get deals. So I know you're probably writing comments right now. Oh, my dealership has, you know, $10,000 off or whatever, $5,000 off. Yeah, that's true. Right now I'm just talking as far as sticker price, right? That's how we review most vehicles. We do some stories on deals as well. So sometimes we check out dealerships and stuff around Colorado or some other areas. So sometimes we do that as well. But as far as sticker price, this truck is almost $100K. And I think I would have been a little bit more okay with it if Ram gave this truck more payload. Like if this was really competitive against like the Silverados and the Sierra 2500s. A lot of those trucks have higher gross vehicle weight ratings and higher payloads, about 3,000 pounds. Also the F-250. A lot of the F-250s have high payloads because also those trucks have all aluminum bodies and they save quite a bit of weight using that technology. So the lighter the truck, the more payload you have. And the more options you have, like in this truck, it has a lot of luxurious options. The more options you have, the less the payload. But when you're buying a heavy-duty truck, in my opinion, you really want really, really high payloads because that's one of the reasons why you're buying it. Otherwise, you can just buy a 1500 or maybe a mid-size truck instead. So, oh, that exhaust brake. You know, let me know in the comments below, do you drive, if you have a heavy-duty diesel, daily driving it, do you turn on your exhaust brake just to save a little bit of brake wear, or do you only use the exhaust brake while towing? Let me know in the comments below which one. How do you drive? I know a lot of guys like Alex on our team and Case and some other people use exhaust brakes on their trucks kind of for daily driving as well. So let me know in the comments below, how do you prefer in the GM or Ford? The exhaust brakes are still there on their diesels, but they're not very audible. You can't really hear them really well. And I think that's important when you're getting that feedback, because we don't have any manual transmissions anymore in these new trucks. So I think you still have to have a level of connection with the machine. So the transmission is seamless, so that's okay. But you still want to hear the engine, how it's straining or not straining. And then also, how does it stopping? Is it controllable? So it's breaking loose. Traction control system is playing with me. It's a little bit wet road. So you could light up these tires, no problem. All right, well, I want to thank you for joining me on this one. I just wanted to show you a quiet, distinct heavy-duty truck. I haven't seen a truck like this before. Thanks for joining me, and check out oldtfl.com, because we have so much news happening in the pickup truck world right now, and also automotive world in general. So please check it out. We have several different channels. Also, please check out our podcasts, Carish, which is our new podcast we've been doing for 3 months or so, 3 to 4 months. I'm not on it, but our team, Mary and Jan and Case and Tommy, are super entertaining to listen to. So check out Carish, and of course Talking Trucks and Car Talk. We have several podcasts as well. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time.